Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casting the Spotlight, episode 185. We are back here, solo format for you.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're 15
one.
away from 200.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, we've been at it a while, so.
That just says something totally different than, than just, oh yeah, well, we like doing it here and there and like doing like 17 episodes and calling it a day. Like very broken up, you know?
Even 100, like if you get to 200, that's something.
For sure.
100 something, but 200, that's really something.
Because, I mean, it looks either way, like, by the time you get to 100 or 200, like, there was a level of commitment to, like, making it a regular thing for a while. Because that is not a kind of number that you get to. Like, I'll give you, anybody get to 10, 20, even, like, 29, 30, whatever. But, like, to churn that many out ongoing like that, that's a lot to do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of meeting up and planning and booking guests and arranging plans around that day, or being like, well, we got to do this day, we can't do this, we got to figure out things that we have to do. But we've always came back and we've always made it work for you.
Yeah, we find the time.
So if you're familiar with obviously Casting the Spotlight, but also the new segment This or That, which at this point it's not a new segment, it's been around for 26 editions now. This is the 26th.
We've been at it quite a while at this point with it, so
Yeah.
I don't even think you can call it a new segment
can't.
at this point whatsoever.
You can't.
You can the first like 10 times, but
Yep. It is our newer segment out of the two.
yeah. Well, that's because the other one's been around since the test of time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's I should say it stood the test of time. It's been around since the beginning of time.
Was the third episode the first Good, the Bad, and the Shits, or was that the fifth episode when we first did with the Marilyn Manson intro and everything?
That was the first episode we had an intro.
Yeah,
right?
maybe third. Maybe we did think of it earlier than that, though.
No, I doubt it. It might have been that one. I mean, we might have actually done it in like the third episode.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Interesting. Either way, This or That is back, and you're up first with my film.
Yeah.
And my
We're
list.
doing TV show characters.
TV show characters. Second edition TV show characters.
Yeah, it was much harder this time to come up with the list. It was harder than you would think. I mean, we both watch so much TV, so how would it be hard? But it's like when you already went through, like, because we've done Breaking Bad characters as their own segment. We've done Walking Dead characters as their own segment. And we already did this once before.
Yep.
So it's like looking back through all the ones you've used already. It's, you don't want to wear it too thin, but we'll see. We'll see how we do.
I think also there's a degree of both of us trying to make it challenging, knowing each other's some of our likings and dislikings pretty well too. In terms of in terms of a lot of things, but definitely in terms of like characters and people how we may not know how we feel about every character, but we know each other's top likes and dislikes for the most part in a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have to go with like an in-between range, and we could throw some of the other ones in there, but building the list is definitely a lot more comprehensive than it comes across, I feel like. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that makes it hard, because we also can't stretch it out too much to... I like it to be, like, I can always throw a few things that you've seen that I haven't seen in there, but in order to have some of the dialogue and the points made and the, things brought up too, it's like, it's nice when we've both seen either all of the show or a good amount of it,
Yeah, that's the thing, like, with the list, sometimes I'm like, well, I haven't really watched a lot of this, but I know he has.
Yeah.
So I'll throw something like that in there, because we've seen a lot of the same stuff, but we've also seen a lot of different things from each other. So that's like, this is kind of a segment where you can explore some of that too, So your main
Oh boy.
is Stewie Griffin.
Really?
How do you feel about Stewie?
I like him a lot. I don't even know if he's necessarily my favorite character in Family Guy.
See, I didn't know if I figured it was like maybe him or Peter.
Yeah, I mean they're both.
But I wasn't sure.
I don't know definitively. I mean that would be probably fair to say it was maybe one of those two. But I'm entertained by so much in that show and like just the references that like it's not always about the individual character to me. You know what I mean? Like so many of the situations. Obviously, Peter is the main guy. Really, he's the family guy. You know.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many episodes about a lot more than just him at this point too. They've built episodes around Lois, around Quagmire, around Stewie, around Brian, around you know what I mean. There's a lot of different ones, so it's like it's not like it's a show that's ever dependent on a character, even though its lead character is a strong character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Stewie's great. I definitely laugh at a lot of his shit more than most of the other, or a lot of the other characters, I would say. I mean, I laugh at quite a bit because the show is pretty entertaining. Like a lot of the adult sitcoms are just, if for one reason or another, and like kind of like what you have talked about in the past too, is like sometimes the silliness and stuff like in King of the Hill is like, it's not that it has to be raunchy or over the line or whatever, but some of the stuff is like, it's so
just humanly
it's
awkward.
Like it is. It's like, and it's dry humor in that way, and you're like, it's just
that's what
this
Mike
shit
Judge
is
does
funny.
best. Is
He does.
dry humor and awkward shit.
He does. And I'm like, I never, because I mean, there was a time when I was telling you, I would be my grandma's and I'd watch that like for hours on end, and like SpongeBob for hours on end, because like they didn't care about if I watched like The Simpsons or like the, you know, King of the Hill, and like those are honestly more of the, like Family Guy is good at making like the clever jokes, and like not that the other shows don't do that, but Family Guy that doesn't such a distinctive just underlying, they can make a really bad, like a really brutal joke, but if they do it so clever enough, you can definitely get away with it.
South Park does that.
In South Park too. But The Simpsons and King of the Hill are both, you know, for the most part, like for sure, like good-hearted shows that are about like, you know, families and stuff like that. They are, and I was thinking about this too. I'm like, they are a little bit more of, especially like King of the Hill, but they're very like, you know, family valued like conservative shows in a lot of ways. I was thinking about that. Not like in that, you know what I mean, but but they're very like, because they're always kind of,
they're just
been embracing the whole family,
the dysfunctionality of the American family.
Of the American family. And I was thinking about that. I was like, but they're both like, almost every parent would say those are fine to watch. You know what I mean? They might not want you watching South Park, but like they're gonna let you watch The Simpsons. I
wasn't allowed to watch South Park for a while.
Yeah,
I would sneak watch it. Like I would like flip it on, and then my parents would be like, I'd hear them coming down the hall. I'd like hit the go back button, be like back on SpongeBob. It's
the same as, you know, what we were talking about before. Like these ones that have been around so long, it's like it's hard because they're such classics at this point for like everybody just expects the next season, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty much, especially like Family Guy, South Park, and The Simpsons, and King of the Hill's coming back. But it's like they're just
King of the Hill, like that's why it's one of my favorite adult animations, and that's not even like
it's a great.
It's just because it was kind of like, I mean, they're gonna revive it and probably like, but it's one of the only adult animations that's reviving it and the character's aged. Yeah. And they're probably only going to do it for a few more seasons. And it's like, Mike Judge kind of did it perfectly where he's like, okay, this kind of feels like it's reached its peak. It's probably coming to an end. Yeah. And he let it end. So it's like, it's a contained kind of thing. Not like The Simpsons. I love The Simpsons, you know, like South Park, Family Guy, they're hilarious. Like, but because they've been so ongoing, it's almost at a point where it's like there's such an overload that you lose a lot of people at a point, or you just have times that aren't as good as other times throughout the show. You know what I mean?
They're fucking damn near, they're not that far away from 40 seasons. There's gonna be some stinkers in there we were talking about before. Like there's gonna be some, you know, it doesn't mean every episode or joke was bad, but there's going to be some, like, lesser than seasons or, like, you know, the reasons we were talking about, like, how creative might just be lacking, you know? You might just run out of good shit, you know?
And, I mean, throughout that time, too, like, so many years, you go through so many different writers and like such a different team of people on the show just changes over time. Even if it is an animated show, there's going to be different kinds of jokes. Characters are going to, you know, just act differently because it's different people putting it together. If you're doing it for 40 fucking years.
I just love how, like, it's so funny that everybody in King of the Hill is, like, so frantic, and it's just like, we're just chilling, like, nothing that crazy's happening. And yet Hank Hill, just...
And Bobby's always on one, too.
It's just like, you guys are just fucking cooking barbecuing and shit.
I don't know, Bobby had some stress.
Yeah.
I felt Bobby because he was going through that teenage adolescent, and he wasn't like the cool or popular kid. He was kind of like overweight and undersized, and he had some shit that definitely could fuck with him.
I really do love and appreciate how
and he didn't live up to Hank's standards either, you know?
How much, like, Mike Judge made his project, like, Beavis and Butthead, even, like, Office Space, but also, like, there's nothing else that feels like those projects.
I mean, he has his own
of
comedy,
he
for
does.
sure.
He does. It's in a lot of that soaked into Office Space for sure. Like, that's what a lot of that was, you know? That's his humor. And there's
I think he's definitely, like, an underrated comedy. Like, writer and creator.
Damn weed, yeah. Anyway, this all feeds into the TV series, though.
So, Stewie Griffin. First up, against Cassian Andor.
Probably Stewie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him, but did you ever check out any of the first season?
I did watch, I think, like, I don't know why I didn't keep up with it, to be honest with you, at a certain point, but, like, I got more into just watching other shit, you know? But I think I watched it like through the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 1 a while ago at this point. The thing was though, like I had heard it was like, oh, it's kind of like a detective spy noir sort of story. It's like, and it's its own standalone thing. I'm like, oh, this could be kind of cool. And people were saying it was like the best of the Star Wars series so far. So I'm like, we gotta check it out. And it wasn't that to me.
Yeah.
From what I was feeling so far. And not that I like thought that it was horrible or it wasn't well put together, but it just wasn't keeping my interest as much as some of the other Star Wars shit, you know?
Yeah.
It might get better as it progresses, I don't know.
Might get another shot.
I probably will down the line.
A lot of people put season 2 over, like, I don't know if I thought it was as great as a lot of people thought. Like, it wasn't by any means bad. It kept my interest the whole time. It was good. You know, it had obviously a lot of connections to Rogue One, being like, you know, what happens before that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, it was always going to be kind of a relatively short-lived series because it was just the events of, you know, someone before we met him in Rogue One, which is the one-off spin-off film. And all those people that stole the Death Star plans, you know, they were toast. So
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Stewie though.
Stewie, for the win. He's up. I actually didn't know how that was gonna go. I'm like, just Stewie going up against some of these people is funny. You know,
it is.
It's
no,
like,
it
you
is
know,
for sure. Animation just because you can take it, and sometimes the storytelling and animation beats the hell out of some of the live action shit you've seen in things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like there's levels to it, you know, and in a degree you have to take it. A lot of things in animation are like you can do storytelling and just about like whatever you want, but you can also like be very metaphorical with how you tell your stories and stuff too, and it brings something that seems cheesy whenever you watch it in live action. Like if they're too metaphorical and it's too like wondrous and just unrealistic, but it's live action, you know?
Yeah.
In an animation, you can make it like that without it feeling corny because it's already animation. You know what I mean? So it's like, it could be really good too.
Yeah.
But
it's a totally different thing.
It is weird to compare still too.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, you have to.
All right, so next up, Stewie Griffin or George Costanza.
In Seinfeld?
Old whiny ass George.
He's funny, honestly.
He
as
is,
fuck.
because he is such a warrior and he's so fucking whiny. And it's always like, woe is me.
It is.
He is funny for that aspect. But you're also like, I always kind of hated him because of that. Like, I always liked Kramer more than George because Kramer was just more like crazy ass funny. Whereas George was just kind of a whiny bitch a lot of the time.
Did you ever watch all of Seinfeld?
No. I've seen like
probably
a good
like
chunk of it. I watched a lot of it like growing up throughout just it would be on a lot of different channels, just reruns of it. So I'd like flip it on a lot when it was on, but I don't think I've like ever watched it. I don't even know if there is a progressive storyline at all in it. I think it's just a show kind
loosely,
of about nothing.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But
loosely, I'm sure it is. But it's like with the relationships and the building and stuff. But other than that, it's probably like some of the episodes are random. See, like honestly, Friends is even funny, more has more continuity than. I mean, that 70s show had continuity too, but you didn't always really know the timeline. Like some of the episodes in Friends picked up right from the last episode into the next more than they did in that 70s show. There was some of them that did, but it didn't always do that. But you know, because every time there was a new season in Friends, that it would actually change the year.
Mm-hmm.
So like that, you know. But getting off track.
Yeah.
What do we say? Oh yeah, I've probably seen close to half of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say I definitely. I feel like I haven't watched it in years at this point, but like throughout the years of my life, I've seen a lot of Seinfeld.
I watched a lot for a time, and
I might go back and watch it.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
I honestly have thought about that in the past too, because it is on like streaming services.
I'll have time to watch some stuff here, so like once I wrap Friends again, because you know, I was thinking about watching because we were talking about Dogma and everything last time we did the segment. I was like, I would kind of want to watch all of the Kevin Smith movies over. I haven't not watched some of them in years. Some of them it's only been a year or two, but some of them it's probably been closer to 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I might watch them all.
Film-wise right now, I'm like watching some of the Alfred Hitchcock movies that came out on Netflix. I mean, I've seen. I just like Alfred Hitchcock. I've obviously seen like Psycho, The Birds, things like that. But there was like 5 movies of his that just came out on Netflix. So I'm watching through some of those. I just watched like The Man Who Knew Too Much. Vertigo is on there now. But I just watched through Poker Face on Peacock. Great show. And I'm still making my way through Clone Wars. I'm on season 3 now. But
okay. You gotta keep at it. It's fucking tremendous.
Yeah. I am enjoying it.
Yeah. It's, no, it gets, season 3, not that it wasn't enjoyable before, but like it changes and it shifts into more of like a very nuanced story. I feel like from season 3 and 4 and so on. Yeah. It really does. And I'm like, man, this shit is fucking great. Some of the Bad Batch episodes felt like that. I was like, this shit is like, I know it's animation, but it's done so well. The story was like just rich. It was good. And I was like, damn. Just sometimes the storytelling is more, it's just different, you know? But you can also do things with animation you definitely can't do, like live action. I mean, you can do just about whatever live action, but keeping it live action, it's got to like make sense in ways. And like, you know, creatively, you're... you can suspend a lot of disbelief in an animation show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just by nature. So I think that gives you some grace. Whereas like live action, if something looks corny as fuck, you're like, this is fucking shit.
Oh yeah. Some like older things when you go back, you're like, this is absurd.
Whereas some bad cartoon shows are good stories, like, or they're funny or whatever. They look like shit.
Yeah, like a cartoon can look bad and be good still. Like South Park.
Exactly. Beavis and Butthead looked like, you know,
scribbled shit. Yeah,
but yeah, it's. I mean,
I am a sucker for like old kind of movies though. That's the thing. Like there is, you kind of have to just give a certain grace to older movies because there's gonna be like there's gonna be a certain level of ridiculousness to them.
Yeah.
On top of like women are gonna act a certain way in them, and there's probably gonna be a certain level of racism in there if there's any sort of people that aren't white in the film. But it's like classic cinema is, I mean, it's what a lot of things still take a lot of pieces from that stuff. So like some of it is super cheesy and just like, oh my god, from a modern lens, but you can't really like look at it from a modern lens either. You know what I mean? But there is a lot of like cheesy live action stuff from even like the 80s, 90s, early, especially once you get in the early 2000s and you start seeing like in the 90s when they started trying to use like CGI and shit. Like some of the Spy Kids tried to like flip one of those on because I liked them as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I think I
this is
have
fucking
tried to
horrible.
flip that on. I thought some of the coolest parts whenever they put those little packets in there and it made the food. That was fucking sick. I thought about that all the time.
George Lopez is the fucking evil dude.
Danny Trejo is like the young one. Of course he was. He's in everything.
He pops up in everything.
And
dude, Alien 3. I can't even watch Alien 3 because they CGI'd the fucking xenomorph.
Yeah, I remember you.
And he just looks like shit.
Yeah, oh, this was on the weakest horror film thing that we did.
Yeah.
Segment.
Just a certain era
that was
where they
fun.
try to dabble with that, and it's just like, you guys shouldn't have even tried with this shit yet.
That was a fun segment, honestly. Whenever we did like picked apart all the
like at least in classic cinema, they had to use practical effects. So even if it looked like a certain way, like Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, for example, he used like 2,000 real birds for that movie. So it's like things look a
very
certain way.
nasty stuff.
He tied strings to people with like birds on the end of the strings, so like the birds couldn't technically get away, so they'd attack. Like so like some of the shit looked real because it was real. You know what I mean? And then they got to the era where it was like, oh, we can do this shit with computers now. Let's try it out. And it just now it looks great. But for like a decade in film, they should have just never fucking tried that.
They CGI'd them in look at 1990 whatever CGI.
It was like I don't even know what
93
I don't even know
maybe?
what year Alien 3 came out, but it was
they made a lot of those, and it's taken a lot of years. In between.
92. It says
Oh, okay.
May 22nd, 1992. Shouldn't have tried it.
Well,
they gave it a go. What do you think though about George Costanza versus Stewie
I think
Griffin?
I'm gonna take Stewie over him. That's what I think.
All right, Stewie's up 2-0. Believe it or not. Might not keep this though, because next up is Stewie Griffin or Ari Gold.
Probably Ari.
Yeah.
No, Ari was fantastic, man. He's definitely one of my favorite Entourage characters. Like, one of the great characters, I feel like, in anything. I definitely feel like Ari and Johnny were the best characters in Entourage. You think?
Yeah. Probably, like, honestly, it's funny because a lot of, like, Johnny was my favorite out of the main group, but some of my, like, favorite characters were, like, I guess Ari was kind of in the group, but he wasn't really.
He was probably
You know
the
what I
fifth main person, though.
Yeah. I liked Ari. Like I said, I liked Billy Walsh a lot.
Yeah, no, Billy was great. I think he was a pretty well-received character.
But yeah, Johnny was... He was unmatched.
Ari Gold. Oh, yeah.
Alright, so Ari for the win. So Stewie Griffin or Homer Simpson. Be a tough one for you here.
Yeah.
So, animated legends up against each other.
Yep. I'll probably take Homer
Yeah.
on that one. That's rough.
Yeah, I was gonna be sad.
If it was some other ones, like if you had put like Lisa against him or something like that, like I would have taken Stewie.
I was thinking about Bart because Bart's is comparable, but
true.
I'm like,
but yeah, Homer. That is a little bit, especially like not even Family Guy's main guy, but I'm like that is almost a little disrespectful. I'm like I think Homer. I think I don't know where he'd rank in my all-time like favorite TV show characters like lists. Like I don't know what that looks like exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in this one I'm gonna go at least by a little bit for sure. But that's enough for homie.
I mean, he is a pretty damn funny character.
Yeah, he is. No, he's an all-time legendary character.
Great shit.
Yeah. No, and I mean, adult animation sitcom like wouldn't be the same without that character either. You know.
Like, Bart and Krusty are like two of my favorites in that show. I also really like Homer though, and I really like Sideshow Bob and Mr. Burns just because they're both like evil as fuck.
No, there were some old episodes. There's like they have so many episodes by now, but me and like I told you, my brother we had an era where it seemed like I was into. Like, even back dating to, like, 2002, I would watch King of the Hill, like, in 2002, maybe for a few years. And then I want to say I did have a big era there for a while, where me and Corey would watch The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, like, we started watching, like, Family Guy more and, watching, like, we kind of watched a little bit of everything as, like, the eras progressed. Yeah, that's probably how it went. Like, honestly, King of the Hill might have been the first one. Not that we hadn't seen any of the other ones or whatever. But, like, that was one of the first ones we, like, started watching. Because it was on some of the same shows as, like, those kid shows, like, just later at night or whatever. Yeah. And so we'd start... I probably started consuming that, then The Simpsons, if I had to, like, say what the eras went like whenever I did watch a lot of them. And then, like, always Solid South Park, you would have those late night, like, fucking... commercials and comedy and those Girls Gone Wild commercials. You'd be watching South Park at, like, 12:30.
Yeah. Girls Going Wild on whatever.
So it probably went King of the Hill, The Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy is like how we in the range of like when we first started consuming a significant portion of any of the shows was probably the way it went.
I think The Simpsons was the first for me, but it's kind of stayed in my life. And then it was probably King of the Hill, then Family Guy, and South Park.
Mm-hmm. No, and they're all great in their different ways. Like. They all had a lengthy run. People still talk about them all. People are still giant fans of all of them.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So Homer for the win, though.
Yep.
So it's 2-2. Next up, Stewie Griffin or Paulie from The Sopranos.
Dude, no, Paulie's my favorite character in The Sopranos. I was thinking, dude, we've already had some, and I might have say like the whole, like whatever, whole list or anything, but like some similar ideas. I didn't put Paulie on mine, but I thought about it. I was about to, and I fucking did.
Paulie was definitely the character in the show that made me laugh the most.
Oh yeah, well he felt like
he was kind of
in that
relief.
Shit. And like you said, he was part of like an actual.
Yeah, he was actually part of the mafia, like in his younger days and stuff.
Paulie felt, for one, it literally. I would say that like it literally didn't feel like he was acting. It felt like he was that guy. Like it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where like Paulie.
That episode where him and Christopher got like stuck.
That was fucking hilarious.
That was a tremendous episode.
It was. Dude, I remember closing in on the end of that show, and we were just like, damn. He's like, towards the end of the show, you want to savor it. You almost split it up, and you stop doing the binging as much towards the last, like, 8 or whatever. I do sometimes. When I'm really enjoying one, I'm like, I want to soak this up.
That's how I am with Poker Face right now, because I really enjoyed it, and only 2 seasons are out. I'm on the last 2 episodes, and I'm like, I really, like, gotta save these 2 episodes for the right moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Dude. When I watched Breaking Bad, and like I flew through the first, like I watched season 1, we got season 2, we like literally none of us, I don't even know if Corey was, maybe a little bit, but we were like just scrummaging for fucking cash to like buy the next season, you know? And like we had season 2 or whatever, and then Vinny or somebody maybe maybe it wasn't him. No, I think we bought season 3, 4, and 5 in like a Black sale or a Black Friday sale. Whenever Corey was working at Walmart, so I binged the fuck out of those real quick. He didn't yet, and then the final season came out, and by the time the final season, like in live time, it like came out as we were binging it, you know, to try to catch up because it ended not long before that, maybe like a month-ish before. Or more. And so I watched that last 8 episodes that we always talk about, you know, and that were just fucking perfect TV. So I watched the first 6, and like it starts with, you know, Hank like obviously coming out of the bathroom, having found out with the, you know, the book that, you know, Walter White's Heisenberg.
Yeah.
It starts with that, and then you know, he confronts him, and then they have that moment and shit like that in the garage. Exactly. And then the confessions thing where Walt puts together the tape, like that 8 episodes, or that even 6, where like Ozymandias, like that fucking episode that was the perfect rating. After Ozymandias, and I had 2 left, I was like, holy shit. After that, like I watched the 6th one, that one, and the phone call and everything, and I was like, I'm going to rewatch 1 through 6 before I watch 7 or 8. So I did it in that order, and I was like, but I was ready, and then I watched the 7th episode once that night. The next night, I watched the 7th episode again, but I watched the 8th episode for the first time. And then the next night, I rewatched the finale. Because I was like, I wanted to soak up every bit of it before I was done with it. I was like, man, that's like the way I watched it. Because like after that 6th one, it blew my mind. I was like, I gotta watch these 6 over. This is insane. I was like, I'm not even mentally prepared for what I'm about to see with this next one. Oh man. So while I didn't watch it in live time, it was still like so connected to, you know, kind of the time where it ended, not like too far removed from it. Plus like, you know, still right in the midst of The Walking Dead like going on and everything. So I was like, damn, I gotta watch this. But blew my mind.
Yeah, it's like whenever you do, that's the thing too, because I feel like before I like started Clone Wars and got into Poker Face and kind of binged through that. Like I finished Cobra Kai and I really liked that, and I binged through those like 6 seasons pretty quick. And there was just kind of like, there's a moment where there's a lag. So whenever you like are on a show you are enjoying, and then you know that it's the close, or it's at least the close for now, and you're approaching it, you're like, damn, I kind of got to savor this, because like I can go back and I can watch it again. It's always going to be there, but it's never going to be the first time.
Nope.
You know?
Or even your first time in like a long time, because you're like, because you want to give it the grace of every once in a while, and not like, because there's people that put stuff on a loop, and sometimes I'll turn on episodes of it.
Yeah, I do that with sitcoms I enjoy. That's kind of like you know, I do that with That 70s Show. I've done that with like Everybody Loves Raymond. Just like if there's a sitcom I've seen all the way through, The Office, like that I enjoyed, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be doing some shit, but I kind of want something on in the background. Like sitcom television that you like is perfect for that.
It is. Anyway, what was the last one?
It was Paulie or Stewie.
Oh man.
Sopranos. That's another.
I know.
Good piece of
We
television.
never went back and watched it either.
Yeah.
It was fucking incredible. That was a great show.
Just like we both like those like mob stories anyways, so that was like right up our alley. Plus
I was
it
thinking
a
about
full
this
show form.
We should watch Scarface again.
Oh yeah, I kind of was wanting to soon again. It was kind of like feeling like it was almost time to watch. I'm like, it's been a while since I've watched that
I was
movie.
thinking about that a few weeks ago. I might take Paulie over him, because Paulie was definitively my favorite character in The Sopranos, but that one's close in very very unique ways. But I guess they're both pretty comedic. Although Stewie was pretty serious a lot of the time. It was funny, but he was like hell bent on killing you.
Yeah.
The fucking Family Guy.
In the earlier season,
Yeah.
he was like killing Lois always. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
trying to kill
He
Lois.
was like evil in the early part of the show. They make references to that now and then. They're like, oh, you used to be like this. Or like Quagmire, who was just a fucking major horn dog and would just do some weird shit.
Quagmire used to be like super creepy. And Stewie used to be super, super like diabolical.
Oh yeah, no, that shit was great though. Those early seasons, I've seen probably every episode of Family Guy.
I mean, there was like Quagmire creepy that was like women knocked out in his trunk that he'd be like running into his house. You're like, this is like rough, dude. And then there was like Herbert the pervert.
They still do stuff like that with
with like their kids.
Sometimes they don't even have to say anything though, and everyone knows what the joke is when he comes out.
Yeah.
And like, so that's what I mean. They can get away with so much sly shit that they don't even have to. Their audience knows what's going on, you know.
Like the Chris eating
That is
banana
Family Guy is, and I will give them like it's due because like I think it's hilarious, but like you have to know a little more about subjects than the common person to understand all the Family Guy jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's why it's so like the clever rating out of these shows, man, they get a gold fucking star for that because they do it in such a clever way. But oh man.
But Paulie's gonna take.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that one to Paulie.
All right. Well, put a character from this show in last time, but the show's it's too good, man. So Stewie Griffin or Kelvin Gemstone.
They're both the younger brother.
Yeah, so they kind of it was like they sort of comparable a
Yeah.
little bit too.
Probably Stewie, but you know I enjoyed their whole family and
I thought about putting
And
Uncle
Eli.
Baby Billy, but I'm like
Yeah.
he'll probably take the win if it's Uncle Baby Billy.
Baby Billy too.
He's probably one of my favorites. in that
Eli
show.
also, fucking
Yeah.
there was a lot of
Baby Billy and Jesse were like the ones that made me
Yeah.
consistently crack up the most.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like.
Danny
But
McBride.
Eli had like John Goodman's character had like a lot of like kind
It
of
felt like
punch in the heart like
it
serious
had, like,
moments.
It gave the show levity that he was in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because like you kind of take him more seriously as an actor, and like that gave the show. It literally gave the show. I feel like a piece that like it wouldn't have had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like that felt
Yeah.
like him being like the
He
guy.
was like definitely the patriarchal like
Yeah.
figure. You know.
Yeah.
All the siblings were hilarious.
And
so
it
they
made
all
it
were
very-
funny.
But it's like it had that heart to it, like in a lot of ways, and like that kind of feeling because of him. And I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy. Like that, the dynamic of what that show was honestly really underappreciated because it wasn't just like, oh, this is a comedy show. Like it had like a lot of contrast to it
Mhm.
that like it made it interesting. Like it was unique from most things I feel like we've watched. You know.
Yeah. I mean it definitely had its own vibe,
Yeah.
that show. Like
Because it felt different even than Vice Principals or
it like had like
Eastbound
a,
and Down did.
like a faith
Mm-hmm.
to it, but it also like poked fun at religion while having faith in it, which was kind of funny in itself. It was super comedic. It also had heart. It was just there was a lot of like it was like super comedic, but there was a lot of layers to that show.
It was,
really.
yeah, there was, yeah. Yeah, I'd give it to Stewie on that.
All right, so 3-3.
Really?
Stewie Griffin or Marty Hart from True Detective. We did Rust.
Yep. And I didn't put him on mine. It's a good call because that went through my mind too. See, even though he like pulled some bastard moves that obviously like
He definitely wasn't as likable as Rust, all in all.
No.
But he was
He had like
he was
the
still
admirable.
interesting because he was
Yeah.
the partner. He was part of the duo. You
Yeah,
know.
but he
was
also had some he had some real fucking faults, obviously, but he had some real admirable qualities, in terms of
his
what
job.
in his job, and the pride he took in being a great, because he was a great fucking detective too. You know what I mean? They just were vastly different approaches, but it was so much of that show was because their chemistry was just unbelievable. You know what I mean? And the story was unbelievable. So it was
you come have dinner at my house tonight.
Whenever you,
I want to hear you say any of that shit you just said.
when you mesh two of the greatest lead characters like that, and a fucking nuanced, comprehensive story
and they're
they had,
true, really good friends in
Yeah.
real life too. So that
Yeah.
chemistry is palpable. You know.
Exactly. And Breaking Bad had that too, and they're literally you know what I mean. So it's but those shows the storyline was fucking excellent. Especially the 8 episodes that True Detective had. That show is, essentially just flawless. You know, It really is. So,
that's one that almost everybody I know within my life now at this point, in one way or another, whether I showed them or they kind of did it on their own, has seen that season of that show.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I told people about it too, and they watched it, and they were like, holy shit. Yeah, he's still a rich character, even though, obviously Rust is more likable.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of, layers, but, he's, at the end of the day, he stood up for his partner, he did, he had admirable traits at the same time. But he was just a very, outwardly flawed, or I guess I don't know if you want to say that's inwardly, or which one you would use for which character. But obviously Russ didn't try to cause damage to others, but he caused so much damage to himself and his own mind, and just drinking every fucking night.
I mean, he ended up causing. I mean, their marriage was already just fucking destroyed at that point.
She went over there.
By Marty
She went over there.
At that stage, it was unrepairable.
Yeah, because there's no way he would have approached it if she hadn't.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's that was a Lori move, is what that was.
Yeah, dude, Lori. I mean, but with Rick, it was Rick got totally just fucked over. Marty, he did that to himself.
Mm-hmm. That's true, but my point is, Rust is literally he ended up doing it, but I would essentially lay no blame on him for that, because he didn't ask for her to fucking come over.
Yeah.
He didn't. I mean, he could have not done it, I guess, too. But he, even in the middle of it, he was just wondering. Remember, because he was what the fuck, he was kind of hammered himself, but he was just what the fuck are you doing here? What am I doing? This is my partner's, wife kind of thing. But he was instantly what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Every part of that show was so good. The storyline, the characters, the dialogue, just everything was great. 8 episodes of television worth checking out.
Yeah.
I would 100% say.
From 1 through 8, it's just a pretty captivating show.
Yeah.
So you going with? Tough decisions tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably go with Marty. I mean, I was thinking about just going with Stewie, but I mean, just because the story was what it was and it was so perfect, I'm he's just
such a layered character too.
Yeah, exactly. And there were other characters in that show that were good too, but obviously those two, in order for the show to really work as well as it did, they had to be great, and man, they fucking surpassed all expectations, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, Stewie might be starting to take a little bit of a skid here. It's 4.
We'll see.
So you've taken 4 out of favor of Stewie and 3 in Stewie's favor. So next up, Stewie Griffin or Kenny Powers.
Come on.
I just figured he had to be on the list for you at some point.
That's true. Kenny fucking Powers for sure. I think he's fucking legendary, man.
Yeah.
I think I put him as your like main event fucking guy. You're like last guy on the list, and he beat Johnny Drama with his motherfucking fastball. We named episode 55 after him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kenneth J. Powers.
Gotta take old Kenny,
100%, yeah. Damn, yeah, Stewie, man, it's not looking good. But I love, like, Stewie's one of the great characters. One of my favorite Family Guy characters, for sure.
Yeah. It is kind of like, it's tough, though, with these lists. That's what I mean, because, like, some of these people I couldn't put as your main because they would just kill the list, you know what I mean? So it's like, they gotta be in the list at some point, but they're obviously gonna win when they are. So next up, Stewie Griffin or Phoebe.
Probably Phoebe.
Old Phoebes.
Yeah.
See, I almost had Rachel in here, but I knew she would win, so I'm like, Phoebe might
Well,
be a little bit more competitive.
I don't know that. Well, maybe. Yeah, maybe, but it's. I don't know. That's tough. Like, but you know, it's sometimes in a bow like that, short and sweet. Not even Friends wasn't even short by any means, but Family Guy's been going a long time. Stewie's had different, you know, there's different layers to characters in the animated shows too, but it's, you know,
They change
the
in different
iconicness
ways.
of yeah. Yeah, I'd probably give it to Phoebe though.
All right, so Phoebe for the win. And last but not least, this might be a little bit of a battle actually. We'll see.
Oh man, what's it? Was it now 3-6?
Yes.
Really? It's gotten way out of hand. Sorry, Stewie.
Stewie Griffin or Patrick Starr.
Oh man. Whoa! Just fucking.
The hilarious, lovable dumbass.
Yeah.
He's a freaking. He's like a true best friend though. He's like he ride or dies for SpongeBob. He really loves him,
Most
man.
of the time. He's
He
turned
really
on him in
loves
some of his episodes.
I mean, he is kind of an asshole, but
Yeah.
you know.
It's usually because he misconstrued something because he's dumb.
Yeah.
But
Gets pissed off about something. He means well though. He's a good guy.
dude, the iconicness though of the fucking lines and the characters, like especially SpongeBob and Patrick, because a lot of the other ones have iconic lines, but I don't think anybody has more iconic ones than them two. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, they're the dynamic duo.
Yeah.
You know. Of
Well,
the
SpongeBob's
show,
the main
really.
character and he's his best friend, so it's like
I mean, Squidward like has a lot of killer shit too,
he does.
but he's probably the third one.
Probably,
You know,
That's what I
so
was just thinking.
he's the neighbor.
But Patrick, like, he's got so many like next to SpongeBob like iconic lines though. So it's tough. Oh man. So many of those quotes
Iconic
probably
cartoon
live with
characters.
me more than Stewie's, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's kind of like your childhood versus your adolescence.
yeah, I might have to give that one to Patrick too.
All right.
I don't know if a lot of people in SpongeBob would have beaten Stewie, but maybe because of that fact, you know. What I was just saying.
So there it is.
So is it yours next? Oh shit. So you're done with reading. Next up for the TV show characters category, we've got the main guy is going to be Eric Cartman.
See, that's a good one because like he's hilarious.
Yep.
But he's probably not my favorite South Park character.
Who is? Cap?
I mean,
remember that episode?
Cartman. I feel like Cartman and Kenny are my favorite of the group. Just because Kenny, you can hear what he's saying, but you never really hear what he's saying. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
He's the like foul-mouthed as fuck all the time. He always dies. He's like got the most simple character, but I love him for it. And Cartman is just such an asshat.
Unstable, just erratic fucking.
Such a mama's boy
Yeah.
too, and thinks he's such a hard ass.
Yeah.
Butters,
Just the fattest
Butters is
fucking
great
character.
too,
He thinks he's the main guy and shit.
Butters is lovable.
Yeah.
But I've always drawn, man, like
Cartman's a legendary character, I feel like. So I was like, I feel
Kenny
like
and Cartman I've always drawn to probably the most, I will say. So maybe
yeah.
Cartman probably is up there for me, but like he also just some episodes he's meant to be that guy, but some episodes you're like, I hope somebody slaps this dude the fuck around.
You know? He is one of those, but he is kind of, you know, I mean, I don't know what you envision, but a lot of the times whenever you see a South Park logo or like the, you know, he's like what comes to mind. He's like the South Park fucking just motherfucker.
He's the voice you think of with a lot of that shit.
It's fucking. But no, he's so I kind of think he was actually originally.
Cows, mountain bitch, he's a big fan.
Cows, mountain bitch. So like, initially he was in my list. He was not your main guy.
Yeah.
So, he is now. But I did some thinking because I looked at some of the other animated ones I do have in this list. Not going to tell you how many or who, but we'll get there.
But I really do enjoy South Park too.
Yeah.
Like it is one that I've seen. It's one of the shows that I flip on in the background when I'm like, I got some things to do, but I want something on. Because I've seen a lot of South Park. Yeah. So I just flip on random episodes.
I've seen probably most of, I'd probably say 75 to 80% of King of the Hill. All of Family Guy, probably. Well, definitely unless they've released new ones as of recently, but I think otherwise I'm caught up. At least I've seen them all once. Because even in California, I'd never seen like the first 8 seasons or whatever. Or a lot of it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I went back and watched everything in order as I was like, you know, going to sleep most nights and shit. So I like got out there. I actually watched like pretty much everything I had seen, or everything I had seen. I watched over. So I've seen, I'm sure, all the show at this point. Most of King of the Hill, but there's a lot of South Park and Simpsons that I haven't seen because they've been around so long.
Yeah. Like
those shows have a number of years even on Family Guy, so it's like.
I've seen all of King of the Hill. I've seen pretty much, I think I've seen almost all besides the last 2 seasons of The Simpsons. I've seen, I would say probably 75% of South Park, 75 to 80%. Mm-hmm. And I've probably seen 50 to 60% of Family Guy.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Family, yeah. Well, so you ready for the list to start?
Yep.
Oh, shit. All right, well, we got up first Eric Cartman or Bob Pinciotti.
Oh, Bob. He's another dumbass.
Is Eric Cartman a dumbass?
Bob meant well. Though we were just talking about Patrick a second ago, though. And I said he was a lovable dumbass. That was kind of Bob's role.
He's the ultimate Pat.
Yeah. I mean, that Bob had some hilarious moments, and like Bob and Red banter was some of the best shit in the show. But like, I feel like that was the thing. Some of Bob's best stuff to me was with Red.
Oh yeah.
And like,
give me back my stuff, Red!
I don't know if that was because of Bob or because of Red. Because Red was just hilarious to me all the time, no matter who he interacted with.
Oh yeah. Well, it was a lot of, because you were waiting for Red's reaction, but like, Bob would be so absurd that like, waiting for Red's reaction to what Bob did or said was fucking priceless.
Yeah, because he was like that lovable, friendly.
But Bob, he tried to be nice to him,
face.
So Red did.
Yeah. Like he's the 2-in-your-face Midwest neighbor.
Yeah.
And Bob, like Red's the exact opposite. Like, just leave me alone.
Yeah. Reserved. Get the fuck out of here. That's funny.
I'd probably go Eric, though. I'd probably give that one to Eric.
Eric Cartman. All right, next up we've got Eric Cartman or Charlotte Lottie Matthews. That's a range for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're 3 seasons in, Yellow Jackets.
That's the thing.
That's a show we're bound to honestly forget. Like, we're not going to forget, but you know what I mean. But it's going to go to the back burner until the next season comes out. Because it's like, it was so great whenever it was here, but it's like, it's going to be so long
It's
that
gonna
like,
be a while. Yeah.
that it's like, it's just going to go back until it comes back up. It's like.
Charlotte. It's weird to even call her that. Like, Lottie is just.
Charlotte's a great name, though, honestly.
Yeah, it's not a bad name. Lottie and Misty were like my favorites probably in Yellow Jackets, all in all. Even like from kid, I like their kid versions and their adult versions.
Yeah, just
Lottie was out there.
Kid, she's schizophrenic.
I mean, she still is as an adult, but like that's the thing.
But she's.
I like horror shit and weird kind of crazy characters.
Yeah.
So
no,
like,
I'm not saying that, but she's
Lottie. You know,
her as a kid though sometimes pissed me off, but like I still like her overall.
She's like, I don't know.
She's up
the
there.
trees are talking to us. I kind of want to stay. They're like, what are you talking about?
What do we say? I think we both agree because we said adult Misty was the best character in the show.
Yeah.
And, but no, sometimes I really like Kid Lottie, and then other times I just want to see.
Misty,
I want to see. Yeah, easily.
And I don't know if I hate kid or adult Shauna more.
I fucking hate both of them. Honestly,
They're both
as much
horrible.
as I hate the adult Shauna, I might hate the kid more the way she's fucking at. I don't know. I don't like either one of them though.
She didn't improve at all.
I don't like Callie either. Jeff, he's just kind of a clueless moron.
See, this is the thing. Like I feel like Callie over time. There's times where I'm like,
she hasn't done enough.
No, she doesn't. But there's times where I start to soften to her, and I'm like, oh, maybe I kind of am starting to like get her a little bit, and then she does something again where I'm like, oh, what the fuck, And then Jeff, I just feel bad.
She's acting like she's fucking 26 years old. It's just like, you're fucking 17. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, her mom's also a fucking...
No, nothing.
Her mom's a psychopath, though. So I don't blame her for digging into that.
But it's just some of the shit that beats the fuck out of me.
But yeah, like hooking up with the like cop and then like trying to get information and then like landing. It was just like, what are you doing?
No, she's fucking dumb. Yeah, Jeff's just fucking clueless. Like most
I feel
of the time.
bad.
But no, he 100% tries to just be a good guy, but he's married to fucking her, and what a terrible decision. I love it. It was interesting how
Too bad Jackie died because like
it was interesting at the beginning of the show how you were almost supposed to think she was the more reserved friend that was actually a sweetheart, and like Jackie was the popular girl that was a bitch to or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was not like that at all.
Once you got into it a little bit, you realized that Jackie actually wasn't a bad person.
No.
And Shauna was.
And before they got out there, Shauna pulled some shit on her.
Well, so that was the thing. Shauna already had that in her. She knew that she didn't have the popularity Jackie had, so she had to sleep with her boyfriend to be like, I got one up on you.
Why would you fucking rather sleep with Shauna than fucking Jackie? Jesus Christ.
Because Jeff's Jeff.
Anyway.
I mean, I'm starting to realize that maybe, I guess, South Park just holds a special place in my heart because I've watched it for a long time, and like I said, like, a lot of those all the characters are funny, but like Cartman, Kenny, and Butters, like some of their shit cracks me up. So I'll probably have to go with Cartman again, as much as I did like Lottie within that series.
I just figured, I was like, well, with us both having, in one of the more recent things we've both seen and stuff like that too, I was like, this might be worth just throwing out there for at least one of the characters. But yeah, no, I'm definitely interested to see what happens, but it's like,
I hope it comes
insane.
out sooner rather than later. I don't want this to be no summer 2027 bullshit.
It'll probably be next year, but who the fuck knows if it's in the summer or like later in the year or what? That's still a long time a fucking way.
Yeah. It's not a streaming service show, so like if it was that, I'd be more worried that it was going to be years. Because it feels like sometimes with streaming service shit, especially now, it's like years.
Stranger Things, they're going to be
seasons.
33.
Apparently, it's coming out this year?
I have no idea. Is
the
it
final season? I think.
I never finished season 5 or whatever.
At this point, I totally lost interest just because it's been so long between all of these that I'm like, I don't even think I watched the last season. Not because I didn't know that I knew it was great television, but I'm like, I was in the middle of other things and it was so long from the last season that I'm like, I don't even know if I would have to go back and watch the other season again. So I don't even know if I'll watch the final season, but we'll see.
Yeah, I didn't finish the last season, so I'd have to watch that. But you're taking Cartman over Lottie?
I am.
All right. 2-0. Eric Cartman or Morgan Jones? He has to, man. He has to.
Man, good old Morgan.
I fucking love Morgan, though, man.
He was good. He was also a character, though, that pissed me off sometimes, just because of that kind of shit. It's like, what do you mean? What the fuck do you have to do? Stay here! If I was part of that group, I'd be so pissed off. If I was Rick, I'd be like, dude, we went through hell to get you. Like, we found you, we got you back, and you're running off fucking every chance you get.
Yeah, he, like, wanted to find Rick, and then they had him there, and they're like, yeah, we'll give you a place to stay. And then, yeah, he did that.
He got close to everybody, and he's like,
dude, I don't want to see any of this shit end until he is back with Rick again. Negan sees Rick, and Rick sees Negan alive. Like, they should do something to wrap it all up when they eventually do. Because, Jesus Christ, like, we can't have the ones who live, and then not see anything else. Like, we need to see more, we need to see something else.
Yeah.
We gotta see everybody back together. It's only right. Don't fuck us like that.
It would be nice.
Ideally.
I mean,
make a movie.
I think The Ones Who Live was that supposed to be the first in chronological? I mean, the first season of Daryl Dixon was the first in chronological order from the end of The Walking Dead, I believe, right?
Maybe.
And then maybe The Ones Who Live.
I don't know.
Because I think Dead City is supposed to be like after some of this shit.
Really?
I think so. And then I don't know if Daryl Dixon season 2 with Carol is supposed to be after some shit too. I don't. At this point, they're doing timeline hopping, and I don't like.
I want to know. I'm a proponent. Some people don't give a fuck, but I want to know when shit's going down.
It would be kind of interesting to look at the timeline of all that at this point, but.
But yeah, no, we got to see that reunion before it's all said and done. That being said,
man, it's so weird to compare these kinds of characters against one another. But like, as much as I like Morgan, I'm probably gonna go Cartman.
Oh man.
Like Morgan, I did like him, but he wasn't one of my favorite Walking Dead characters.
Oh man, he's in my top 10.
Yeah, I know you're like a big.
He's probably like number 7 or 8. All right, next up we've got Eric Cartman or Jim Hopper. Throwing it back to Stranger Things.
Yeah, we were just shitting on Stranger Things.
I wasn't.
I kind of was.
I need to see the rest of that, but I know I am kind of with you. Like in a moment in time, like when we were living together and we like binged all that, I was like, this is pretty interesting. And then like, yeah, it took fucking forever for everything to come out.
It was like great, like
the kids are so
like
old.
A throwback ode to like sci-fi television in a lot of ways because it was set like in
like
a previous
the 80s
era, and like it had to do with a lot of that, supernatural stuff. It was super cool. And Hopper was like my favorite character probably of the whole show.
Yeah, he was a great character.
I was really into it when the second season dropped. I went back, I watched the first season, and then I watched through the second season kind of as it was happening, or like as the buzz for it was going on. Then I watched season 3 when the buzz for it was going on. Then I just fell off, it felt like, after that. But man, I did really enjoy Hopper. But again, this is like what holds the place in my heart, because it's like Stranger Things, I had that era, I did really enjoy it. but like South Park has stuck with me.
Yeah.
You know, for a long time.
Oh man.
So I think I gotta go Cartman.
Oh
He's
man.
sweet,
He
man.
is. Yeah, he's probably gonna whoop the ass of this next one too. This one was the one that I was thinking of that was the most random too. This next one. Oh shit.
I'll probably have. Is it gonna be one that I'm gonna have to take a second to even know who it is?
No. Oh no. I thought you were gonna say to the side. I was like, it's probably not gonna take long to decide. But it's worth bringing back from nostalgia purposes. We got next up Eric Cartman or Crazy Steve.
Oh yeah. Crazy Steve was like. I enjoyed Spencer more.
Yeah.
And iCarly.
No,
but
Crazy Steve was funny as
Crazy
fuck.
Steve, every time he was on camera, he ate up the scenery.
What was that dude's name?
Jerry Trainer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He was good in those shows.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely like. It felt like in that era that he could have been like sort of like the Jim Carrey kind of comedic actor. That
He did
came
feel a
out
little
and
like
started doing comedy movies and like kind of did the over the top silly behavior.
The facial expressions and the
Yeah.
physical like comedy. Yeah. I can 100% see that. Man, I loved watching Drake and Josh. Like, that was, happening. Like, that was a show me, Corey, and Haley all watched. Like,
It was
we
a
watched
really
lot.
enjoyable show,
Mhm.
and like throughout my childhood, I really enjoyed like elementary and intermediate school era. That show fucking crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
Even before then,
And
a
like,
little bit. But,
Nickelodeon had so many bangers on, man.
oh
like,
yeah,
so
them and
many.
Cartoon Network both were killing it in that era.
Mm-hmm.
Even before then for Cartoon Network, really. But there was a couple Nickelodeon shows before then that were really good too.
They had
but,
that
like,
03 Ninja Turtles show going on still till like 07 or 08. That show was a banger.
Kenan and Kel was a great '90s Nick show.
Wait,
They
was
did
that on Nick?
reruns.
Or was that
Yeah,
on
I think that was Nick. That was Disney XD, maybe.
the Turtles?
Yeah,
I don't
was
think
it?
I don't think it was Disney XD.
It might have been Nick. It was Nickelodeon, I think. I think Nickelodeon has the Turtles.
But that was, I was gonna say, I didn't know if they had them then though or not. But that was fucking an awesome. That was a show with nuance to it that was animated, that was actually like well told. That's why I'm like, even above the 1990 version of the movie, I think that series was my favorite interpretation of the Turtles.
Yeah.
Was that animated show?
That's kind of how it is with like the Batman animated series, because they kind of like go. It's sort of comic book style. They go through the actual story, the lore of building a lot of these characters out.
But also, I mean, I love the 1990. So that's like my favorite movie, but that's my favorite TV show. But if I had decided between them, I'm like, that show was fucking just awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good. And the original show in the 80s was good, but like this show was just sick. Like there was so much cool shit. I don't know if they should have done that shit with going back in time. I don't know if they should have done that, but Anyway. What's up next? Did you ever answer for Crazy Steve?
Eric Cartman. Probably for the win there. Even Crazy Steve though, Drake and Josh, that was an era, and that was a great show. I mean, there was apparently some creepy shit going on behind the scenes, but
well, it was before that.
It was Nickelodeon, in that era. So you got to take it for what it was. We grew up enjoying a lot of those shows, so.
Yeah, Dan Schneider wasn't doing the stuff, but he knew some shit was going on too.
Yeah.
Like he also had his problems with finances and dealing with other people and shit. But he wasn't actually. It's just like, that shit was messy. But it was right before, because Drake went through a lot of that shit before Drake and Josh happened.
Yeah.
And so that was actually, it's kind of sad because he was probably like just trying to fucking live and do his teenage thing and having this hit show, what became a hit show at least. Next up, we've got Eric Cartman or Ari Gold.
That's funny.
Yeah. I ain't changing anything about mine. Even though you copied. You fucking had yours done. But it's actually Ari. I added, I think, sometime earlier. But
Man. Damn. Maybe just because, like, that is tough. Because I probably personally am more of a fan of South Park than Entourage, but, like, Ari was just such a hilarious character.
mm-hmm.
And, like, he had some, because he was a live action character, he had some more layers to his character throughout the show a little bit as well. And there was just the era of watching a lot of that with friends and stuff. I'll probably go Ari. I'll probably put one on the board.
He was a great character, man.
Yeah. He was probably one of my favorite in the show.
He's on like a lot of like top like character lists and shit like that too. Ari, actually, some people might actually agree with us. I think a lot of them have Ari or Johnny Chase like on them as two of the top, above. I feel like I see those two on some of the top lists more than Vince or Eric. Like some people like them and different people, but I'm like by and large like I think they were the most entertaining characters overall, and they were both way different, but they were both fucking hilarious. Ari and Johnny.
Oh yeah, they were great.
So next up we've got Eric Cartman. He's fucking just whooping the fuck out of this list.
Hey, there's one on the board against him at this point.
Or Mr. Krabs.
Oh, dude. Mr. Krabs. That's the thing. Like as a kid, SpongeBob and Patrick. We were kind of talking about this earlier. They were probably my favorites as a kid.
Mm.
But now. It's tough because like I did always like Squidward and Plankton as well.
I thought about for a second putting Plankton on the list.
But like they're probably my favorites now. Like I feel
Squidward
like
and Plankton?
Probably.
Two of the characters that just hate everything.
Yeah. I mean I did really enjoy them too as a kid though. I always liked Plankton a lot. Mr. Krabs, though, too, is a character as an adult you enjoy a lot more just because you, like, get a lot of his humor and jokes a lot more and his, like, pinching and his money hungry.
Panty raid?
He's just, like... Yeah,
that was so goofy that they tried taking it off shit, though. That's stupid. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it was also kind of, like... a funny joke at the end because it was his mom's and it was like big granny panties but Mr. Krabs, like I was gonna like as an adult, he is probably him and Squidward are the adult SpongeBob characters, like for the adults that they like laugh at their humor the most and their jokes. Like I got it as a kid, but like as an adult, Mr. Krabs is a lot funnier.
Yeah.
That being said, Eric Cartman, probably.
Oh, man. All right. Well, next up, we've got, and you can tell me if I pronounce this wrong, because I think I got it right. Eric Cartman or Robert, what is it, Barone?
Barone.
Is it, I looked this shit up earlier and it was said A, the English way to pronounce it.
The Barone.
They're fucking up their last name.
So Robert, the brother.
Yep, we're gonna go with that's, dude, honestly, I know that now, but like for a long time I thought that was Raymond. I think a lot of people did, because like if you didn't watch it, you're like, because you always see that dude and you're kind of like, oh, that's the big. I mean,
Robert and Frank were probably my favorite characters. Frank was just like such a little shithead.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the times in these sitcoms, the dad.
It's just Barone. I didn't even
the dad's my favorites.
The dads.
The old dad. Red Foreman, Frank Barone.
Because Robert was like he was kind of like, didn't he have a mental disability or something?
No.
He didn't?
He had nothing
wrong. Was he just slow? He was
a cop. Like, he was, in the show,
what?
He was a cop. He was just... He was
he acted all weird and shit.
He didn't. He just looked weird. He was tall as fuck. And he had that thing where he always had big bags under his eyes and shit.
Yeah.
but he was kind of like a woe is me like character too, but it was sort of deserved because Raymond did get all the love. He was the younger brother, so like he got all the love from everyone, and he was a sports writer, so everybody knew him, and nobody knew Robert, but Robert was like a New York cop, so he was probably doing like actually more heroic shit, but not getting any credit for it.
That's funny.
But Robert, he was pretty funny. Frank was probably the best character for me, just because like he was the cynical old man, you know? It was just like those characters are always funny. He did have a lot of like just ass hat lines though too. Like just no filter and didn't give a fuck. That's what made his character so good. If it was Frank, I'd probably pick Frank. I do really love Everybody Loves Raymond. I've probably seen the whole thing all the way through like twice. I'm almost through it a third time throughout my life. But I'm probably going to go Eric, man.
Damn.
I think Eric just like on a level of like, if I'm thinking of screen time per minute where I'm just like, this dude's killing me. You know, you got to pick Eric.
Oh man, fat motherfucker Cartman. He is killing this list. Eric Cartman or Baby Billy Freeman.
Oh man. And we just kind of got off this show too, because I'm talking about a lot of the nostalgia for like South Park and how it stood the test of time, and that's why Eric's won a lot of these. So maybe it is just recency bias speaking, but like Baby Billy was just, that character feels like that will forever be a part of Walton Goggins. Like when you think of like him as an actor, that character will pop up. Just because it was such an iconic character for him.
It was.
And he was one of my favorites in the show. It was him or Jesse, probably. And him not being the main character, that kind of says something. Because Jesse definitely was more so a main character than him.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he stood out amongst, like, the fucking plethora of characters that they had in that show. So
I'm probably going to take Baby Billy.
All right, well, Cartman has got a 7-2 ass whooping so far here. But two people.
It's going to be the opposite of your list, because yours was 3-7 out of favor.
We'll see.
Oh, no, boy.
Next up, we've got Eric Cartman or Stewie Griffin.
Oh. There we go. Your main.
Yep.
We were kind of like saying too, like, honestly, it is kind of funny because it's not even because they are what they are, but like The Simpsons and King of the Hill are probably my favorites out of the adult animated shows. And I don't even know, like, it is kind of funny they do happen to be on the like lighter side, more so than South Park and Family Guy. And you're like probably more a Family Guy person than me because you have seen the whole thing. I definitely haven't, but I've seen a lot of it, and it always cracks me up.
Oh yeah.
Like anytime I sit down and watch it, but I probably am more of a South Park guy, so I'd probably have to go with Cartman.
Oh man.
Cartman, man, he ran the fucking gauntlet.
He did. I didn't know. I mean, I knew he would definitely win some. I probably figured he would at least split. But
you know, I was just kind of thinking in this list, like another show that just I've watched. It's another sitcom that I've watched through like multiple times, and it's just fantastic. My Name is Earl. I might have to get that one another watch again soon. That's like a great show, but it like ends just so abruptly and disappointingly, and it's just like they never brought it back. So that's kind of like a damper on getting to the end of that show. Like when you're watching it episode for episode, it's great, but then like the end, it's kind of like How I Met Your Mother. Sorry for anybody who hasn't seen these shows, but like they've been out forever, so. Like How I Met Your Mother, it's like it's great when you're watching it episode for episode, but then when you actually like get into it, like My Name Is Earl, and you like start getting into the characters and the story and the build, and then it just kind of like what they do is what they do, and then it ends. You're like, well, that kind of fucking left a sour taste.
You
in my
didn't
mouth.
like the finale, you mean?
Yeah, well, My Name Is Earl, they like kind of closed things out, but they like left a lot of shit open because they planned on coming back, and then they didn't come back, and it was like,
You should still do it.
I mean, dude, can you imagine? It'd be crazy. Randy would not be fat at all anymore because that was Ethan Suplee that played him. He'd be like a jacked fucker now. That'd be crazy.
Dude, Ethan Supplee's been through so many different looks now, too. He's been through it.
That would honestly be awesome if they did that now. Like brought Jason Lee and Ethan Suplee back in to close it out.
You want to take a break?
Yep, I'm ready.
Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, that closes out This or That, and we will be right back with the good, the bad, and the shits. This is episode 185. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Casting the Spotlight episode number 185. And we've got a good round of the good, the bad, and the shits here for you.
Yeah, we do.
So what is up first here tonight?
Lead off, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, well, the Superman movie is around the corner.
It is.
So with that in mind, we're also in summer now. What do you think about the Superman ride at the Six Flags? They're like, I don't even know what it's called anymore. The Tower of Power, the one where it takes you up and then drops you down.
I mean, it's pretty fucking terrifying, but it's awesome.
Be honest, I don't like any amusement park shit, I don't think. I mean, some of it's cool, but it's just not really my bag.
Yeah. I've always liked the amusement park. I haven't been on a single ride in years, though. Like, in any sort of, amusement park, roller coaster, or anything else.
Yeah.
It's been, I don't know when the last time was, but it's definitely been, it's been a little bit. Like, this is definitely my longest dry spell from Six Flags that I've ever had. And honestly, I'd like to go again because like it'd be a cool thing to go like do in the summer, just whatever.
Yeah, go stand in line all day.
Yep.
Bake in the sun.
Dude, I need some fucking color, man. I look too white. But
I mean, Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah,
it's right there too.
It is.
You can get all the little, diseases in the water.
What diseases?
All them nasty ass kids are snotting around.
That is nasty, but dude, no, I love like the nostalgia of Six Flags and like going to, on the rides and everything. Like it was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun to go there every now and then as a kid. I did.
Are you afraid of them?
I mean, I know there were a few of them that I was never like. Yeah, that's just I already know.
The ninja.
I won't like that. The ninja I like.
That thing whipped you around. It was like.
See, I didn't think the ninja was that bad.
No, I mean it wasn't like scary, but it just fucking ripped your neck around. The boss was sick.
The boss wasn't bad either. I didn't mind
Mr. Freeze was sick.
I didn't like Freeze.
Batman was sick.
I wasn't sure about Batman either. Batman made me real sick once.
Did it? Did you just like not, you're up above and did you just not trust it or what?
It's just, I don't know if it was the feet hanging off thing or what. It's just something made me feel my equilibrium was all fucked.
It's been so long that like it would probably be, I would not go.
Well, my mom
unless
and dad
I was
said
sober.
the same thing. I think it was might have been the Batman that they rode, and that was like made them realize after that because they used to like that ride. It was like Batman or Boss, or I think my dad said it was the Batman. We talked about like semi recently too that he got off that one time and just was like, yeah, I think roller coasters are not it for me anymore.
They built that whenever Batman Forever came out.
Yeah.
Like 95.
Yeah, that was when they built a lot of that shit over there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
or was it 90? Or was it before
stuff?
Yeah, because I think they put Freeze in just a few years later when Batman and Robin came out.
Oh yeah, Robin.
Yeah. And then Superman they made.
Yep.
It was pretty fucking wild though, that just dropping you like that. I love thrills like that though,
Yeah.
So it can be a good time. Like I just said, I would not go unless I was, you know.
Remember that Excalibur ride they had there? That thing
Yeah, I think
looked like it was
ride that.
Fucking atrocious. I'm
that wasn't
there's
actually that bad.
No way I'm gonna ride that.
It wasn't actually too bad.
It took you way high in the air, upside down, spinning fast as hell, and then dropped you back down.
The boss was fast as fuck.
It was.
It was a wooden coaster, like old school, but it was fucking sick. Like it was. It came out in like 2000 or something. I remember seeing the commercials for it. The boss.
See, but it like
in Six Flags.
And there was a new one too, the wooden coaster, like Evil Knievel's, whatever.
Yeah.
Or American Thunder, it's called now, I think.
Yeah.
That one was not bad either.
No.
See, wooden coasters I like. They don't bother me as much.
Because they can't take as many chances.
They don't do as much wild shit.
Yeah.
But the Ninja was a metal coaster, and I didn't mind that one.
You can't
that
really,
one doesn't bother me, and that one does spins and all types of shit.
You can't really go upside down on a wooden coaster.
Yeah.
The whole thing, it would have to somehow stop.
That would be fucked.
Yeah. That wouldn't even make sense.
I wouldn't like that at all. I think there is a wooden coaster that goes upside down, actually. I think that is a thing
it's
that
not
exists,
common. Yeah.
But I don't think I'd want to do it.
Yeah.
It's a wooden coaster. That thing's way more rickety.
Talk about things we don't really ever talk about on the podcast, roller coasters. No, I think roller coasters are dope, though, honestly. But the wooden ones, yeah, I mean, they are more safe because they're like kind of that. But then once they started building them, they could make them go upside down, all around. Fucking, I'll never forget, like, when we were going up on the freeze and we were, like, at the top, like, a coin fell out of my pocket. And when we were up at the top and we, like, in gravity kind of pulled us down, the coin kind of went up, but it was just floating, like, right next to us. Because we were dropping at the same time as it was, like, falling out of my... It was insane. Like, that happened probably... Like, people used to throw shit off at, like, the top of the freeze and shit. Bing! It's like, man, that's probably not a good idea for somebody down below, you know?
I mean...
Hopefully don't get hit by a coin or anything. But yeah, that penny shit.
I mean, that could hurt from way up there.
That floating shit.
Yeah.
That was
people
crazy.
Would I think test that theory because I think that was a thing they said if you like at the top of the freeze there was a second where you could put something in the air and it would float.
Well, it like this one literally rolled, and I think it was Taylor who I was who I was like weird, you know, with the Six Flags and shit. We used to go all the time in like the early 2010s, and so it came out of my pocket, and like when we were up there, it somehow, you know, because we like went up and then we went this way, and so it rolled out, and like as this like literally happened, it was like the space in between our two like chairs. It was like right here. It was like a penny was just floating there at the top. It was fucking insane. One time we got stuck like at the fucking top. No bullshit.
Of the freeze?
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah.
Because that type of shit happens.
Me and Taylor got stuck in that big ass swing that was by the tidal wave too, where you're up like a shitload of feet too. We got stuck up there too. I don't think it was the same day, but that happened also to me and him.
Like
in
way
that
up
swing,
there?
the swings.
Oh, the swings
like,
that went
with
way
the
up
chain
in the
or
air.
whatever. Yeah. We got stuck up there.
Oh, fuck
and the fucking
that.
freeze at the motherfucking top. I don't think I've ever been... Taylor reminded me about that when I went to his graduation party just like a couple weeks ago. He's like, do you remember getting stuck? Like, you know, because we kept telling people like we survived this and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm sure we did. And I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, I want to say we got stuck at... Either it was approaching the top or it was like damn near the tip top of the fucking freeze and we were up there. We were like just sitting here. And everybody was just kind of like, I was like, oh fuck, I am not going to start looking down though. I don't want to. I knew I would be okay, but I was just like, all right, hopefully.
No, dude, I wouldn't be. That makes me already feel weird.
We couldn't believe.
That kind of shit, I don't know why I can't handle that.
Me and Taylor could not believe that we fucking got stuck, like there and the other one. Like that happened multiple different times. And me and him were there, like, cause I went to Six Flags. Me and Nick went to Six Flags a few times. Obviously with Corey and Haley back in the day a lot. Went with Harry a lot. But yeah, I don't know. That was some wild shit, man. Survived
Yeah,
it
that
though.
sounds rough, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
You would
didn't
probably
even
be
like
fucking
have
sick.
anything to say for a second. Like, I was quiet because I was really thinking about that, and it made my legs feel pretty weak.
I totally forgot about us getting stuck up there until I saw him 2 weeks ago, and he was like, "You remember?" And I was like, and the memory just came back. I was like, "Holy shit!" And I didn't think about the swing thing until just now, actually. But I was like, and me and him specifically got stuck up there too. And I was like, that was wild. Yeah, that swing, that was not necessarily the most comfortable either, because you were just like, you felt like you were just dangling there. Like during the ride, yeah, you're dangling there, but it's going, you're feeling the emotion and the energy and everything, and you're just doing it. And like just dangling there, you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna make any fucking sudden movements. It just, you feel like that. Wait till this fucking fall movie.
Yeah, I don't watch that bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be great.
Sweating in my seat. I'll be sweating through my shirt.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. Like, you gotta plan it out.
I'm like over here not even realizing it, and I'm doing like the Mr. Burns thing. I'm like, yeah.
We're not doing it.
Well, I kind of was thinking about the
It's
sweat.
just gonna be.
I was thinking about the sweat actually, because also fucking
That's
the
what
fans
I
are
have
off. So
my
I'm just like,
hands,
I'm just kind of like
clamped. Just thinking about like being stuck up there.
The tidal wave was dope too. It's just mainly that one whoop, whoop, and then all the way down, and you just splash all the. You could stand up on the fucking walk and shit and get splashed by it all.
What was the thing? Screaming Eagle. That was a decent one.
That was the old school one. That was the one that was
old
there
man.
since like '73 or something like that. But that one was cool because it was just throwback. It was legendary, you know. I liked a lot of them. I rode them all, you know. Excalibur. It took me a while to ride that one, but eventually, like by probably like 4th or 5th grade, I was like, I'm fucking ready to ride all this stuff as long as I was tall enough. Which, you know.
Yeah, you're a madman. You know, you're a little
It was
bit more
fun.
of a thrill seeker than me, though.
It was fun.
You want to skydive and all that kind of stuff. So makes sense.
It just, I don't know. It just fuels you with something. You're like, it's like it's a fear-based thing. It's a challenge. It's like, oh shit. Because I'm not really any more comfortable with heights than a lot of people are, but like, I've kind of just, in those types of situations that I'm comfortable with, like, I wouldn't rock climb by myself especially with like no harness or anything. Like, fuck that. I wouldn't do that. Because I'm not going to miss a step and fucking fall to my death.
Yeah, that's just
for rock climbing.
Horrible.
But
like, why would you risk it?
People do.
I know.
With nothing, with no harness.
Yeah.
Just like.
But why would you?
See, that's a little. I trusted the machines, the parachute, the pilot, and the plane for the skydiving. You know.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to. Yeah. So. That's kind of a feat because, like, I knew that I wanted and needed to do it because I just felt like on the other side, like. It's kind of like what we were talking about with Weber. If I could just, like, whether it's like really hot or cold or whatever, whenever you get through it, just a certain brutal weather, you're like, oh, that made me fucking tougher. Like, it fucking helped me a little bit, you know? Because you feel weathered. You've been through some shit. Seasoned. It's the reason why they call it that.
Yeah.
But. I don't know, it's kind of like one of those things where I'm like, if I do this, like, that's another thing that I'll have knocked out that I will not have. I'll, like, grow to be more confident about it. It won't mean necessarily that fear, because, like, there's a whole lot of heights things, like, I still wouldn't fuck with. But there is a lot of stuff that I'm willing to do, you know what I mean? I was always willing to go on roller coasters, pretty much, even as a kid. I mean, as I got taller and older, like, I went on all the other things that I couldn't go on before, you know? But, yeah, I've always liked stuff like that. I don't know. I would probably like bungee jump, something like that.
Yeah, I would.
Could be good. I think they got one at Six Flags if it's still there.
Oh yeah. Good old Six Flags.
Oh, this is Superman. Okay, let's go with.
I'd go during Fright Fest.
See, and that's kind of terrifying in its own way, just being dropped like that quickly. Honestly, the scariest part is just dangling up there and not knowing when you're going to be dropped. Just kicking legs 250 feet up in the air, 300, whatever it is. And then just... And then you got no fucking choice. You're on the ride, baby. I would say... Most people that would be like, sometimes I have came across people that are like willing to do that but not the coasters, and then but there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I do that, like I'm like, I would do that and the coasters, you know what I mean, all the stuff. But there's some people that would do the coasters, but something like that kind of scared them, you know. And I'm like, man, they're all rides, like, you know, there's a height to most of them. But, you know, I guess in the carts and the trains, you feel a little more like there's people with you, so it's kind of like, well,
you're contained.
If I go down, we're all going down. No, but no, there is a little bit of like, you are contained. You have a thing that's on you. The bar is keeping you from going.
There's also just people that
you
are
got
coaster people, like coaster enthusiasts. You know?
Yeah, no, I love roller coasters.
They want to go and do all.
I
the
went
coasters.
in Florida and California to the ones we went to. Branson several times when we were younger. We went. Kansas City. But in like, I would just ride different shit. I would like always, like we were talking about the carnivals a few weeks ago. Like some of those were like kind of pussy rides, but like
the octopus was cool.
Yeah, well, like the scrambler.
The one that would spin you and like take you up. It would be like it would do that kind of thing.
The salt and pepper shaker one was dope. How it was just like, maybe it was that one. I don't know.
Well, I know the salt and pepper shaker.
Okay, yeah, that one is cool. I like that one. I thought it was
wild. The octopus
wild.
had like the different, like had like 8 carts, and the thing had arms, and it went like up and down, and the carts spun.
Dude, roller coasters are cool though, because there's a lot of anticipation, just waiting for that like big hill and shit. You're like, oh boy. So it's, you know, it really is a ride. It's like a...
And it takes you up slow.
See, the Boss was one of the coolest ones because like it had some massive steep hills and shit like that. It also like took you on basically the side near the end of the ride and shit. It was, you were going really fast. I think it was the fastest coaster in the park, the Boss. But yeah, I always enjoyed all of them. So, oh, and Superman though, underrated. I think you should face your fears.
Remember that story about the Superman, like when it was pretty new?
The legs
with the person's foot or whatever. Yeah,
their legs got cut off. My mom, you can imagine, my mom was like, "No, because this like one had, you know, me and my brother and like, well, it got shut down for like a couple of years to make sure they're like, oh, you know, we make sure like there's no
like
defects with it or whatever." But my mom was just convinced that, you know, if one thing happened one time in some place,
horrible.
No, it
really.
No, I know, but
that person.
The assumption is, and she was just you know, trying to be cautious, but like sometimes that would happen where like there would just be ones. That one is awful, I will say that. So like, but like if it's not,
Flags stay open,
but if it's not open, but it didn't happen there. It didn't happen in St. Louis.
No, but I mean,
it happened like Illinois. So
as a big franchise, even as an amusement park franchise, how have they stayed? Like even a couple of those injuries, that's gonna cost you millions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like throughout your history, there's had to be things like that have happened. Yeah. How do you stay open?
I don't know. But that's why they made sure nothing was wrong with it before they did reopen it. So I was gonna say fair because I'm like, oh, it's, you know, good, but I was like, no, I mean it's fun. Even the people that don't, you know, there's some people that don't like to do either one, but or like they like one or not the other. But it's, I don't know, it's pretty intense. But like you're gonna be okay, you know. What are the odds of that happening? Like 1 in 300,000.
I mean. Who knows?
Actually, if that was the odds, it would still not be good because eventually you get to that number.
Yeah, that's not even like the best of odds. Maybe 300 million.
But all right, I guess I'm next.
Yep.
Oh shit! All right. Well, what do you think of? Oh God, I guess I gotta find my notes here. What do you think of the Toyota Prius?
Oh man, that's kind of a random one.
Isn't it? That's the one I thought of like a few days back, and
honestly, it's a Toyota.
It's mind you, this car was, and I'm not trying to put it over like, oh, it's a great car either, whatever. But this car got so much shit for being like fuel efficient at like an early stage.
Oh yeah.
But it's just fucking dinky. You know, it's just tiny. Yeah. My car's pretty small too, but I think.
But the Hyundai made a knockoff called Yaris, and it was like even smaller. It felt like.
Mm. Those little 2-person cars are so fucking silly.
Yeah.
You and your little Hot Wheel.
Smart car.
Those are so silly. You're gonna get crushed.
If you get.
You better zip.
I would like to.
What are we saying?
Ride around in one though. I do kind of want to drive one, just to drive one around.
You mean zip around?
Yeah. Like if I had a lot of money, I'd probably buy one to just have some fun with.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like a little fucking go-kart.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like those things are not serious.
Like I'm gonna take it down to the gas station. You know.
Yeah. Fill up its 3-gallon tank.
I mean, if you want some snacks or something, just.
Yeah, that's true. Cody said he did. I was like looking at Carfax, and I was trying to get my the car I have now and everything. And I was like, I like came across that one where I was looking at why I had plugged in the mileage and everything, and he's just like, oh my God, he's like, I've driven one of those before, I loved it. And I'm like, how the fuck do you fit in that thing? Well, he's like, he's pretty tall.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, and it's just like this little fucking machine.
Honestly, though, the Toyota Prius, man, like, I feel like it was a car that got really shat upon.
Mm. It's been out for like 20 years
and
now.
It was fuel efficient, and it was a Toyota, so I guarantee you that thing runs forever.
Yeah.
So, underrated. If we're being real.
Damn.
It's probably underrated.
Damn.
I mean,
Would you buy one?
No.
I wouldn't want to
necessarily own one. But yeah, if I had to have a car and somebody's like, oh, I'll get you this Prius for pretty cheap, I'd be like, okay. Like if it was, not a whole lot of miles, there wasn't anything wrong with
the
it.
The situation would have to be just right for you, probably.
Then I would drive it around for a while, but I don't think I'd like want to make it my car for a handful of years, you know?
So you're not above having it if you had to.
No. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's going to take me from point A to point B without giving me problems, I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
I want it to look good, but like, I'm not a huge car guy anyways. That's not like a thing that I'm huge into. I
don't know if most Toyota Prius owners are car guys.
No. I guess, I don't even know how I went down that rabbit hole there, but it's just like, that's what I mean though. I'm not above driving something like that because it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, really, no, that's kind of the boat because I wasn't like looking for mine necessarily, but I'm going to be somewhat picky choosy in things that I'm looking for in it. But a lot more goes into it than just, unless I heard a brand is really unreliable or shit, I'm not going to just discount everything. Like, people told me a couple brands or models in specific that just were no good, and I was like, okay, I'll make sure to filter those out and whatever else. But other than that, I was just trying to look for something, reliable, fuel efficient, and, comfortable.
Yeah.
So, but like one of those, I wasn't gonna risk my life in one of those zippy cars. So I can plug it into an iPhone charger.
Yeah, you don't want to get in a wreck in one of those.
No.
That's for sure. It's not a long trip car.
No.
I mean, you're not going to be able to pack.
Are those you just charge them fully? The smart cars like that?
I don't know.
Tiny?
Maybe.
They probably get 50 miles to the gallon.
Might be good. Our smart cars.
Oh, Oh man, what the hell's going on? He's taking Gunther's thunder. So he made the briefcase black.
Yeah, with his sorry, I think that's decently new.
That's sick. It fits though, the look more.
Yeah.
Now, if only they kind of, you know, what are we doing? So you're going with underrated, huh?
I think so.
Oh man.
Because I think it really got a lot of shit, and it's probably not actually a shit car. You know?
Yeah, it's probably like the car, like as in model, that I heard more shit about than anything else.
Yeah.
And obviously, some people give Ford a lot of shit or give certain, you know, brands or whatever. Yeah. Chrysler.
Smart cars.
Yeah.
Some people do.
Yeah. But like as far as like a specific model, I definitely feel like I heard more Prius jokes than maybe anything else.
Yeah. And I think, you know what? It needs to stop. Because I don't think they're not damn bad cars. All right?
You would.
I figured it'd be
funny. I honestly just thought, because I'm like, this is out of complete left field, and neither one of us are like, you know, we're not like fucking, you know, we don't have the most vast amount of knowledge as far as like all those, you know, just different cars and shit go.
Yeah.
But I'm like, just because I knew that was a car that so much shit got put on over the last like 20 years, that's just a interesting topic to throw out there.
Yeah.
Oh
hey,
man.
Well, I don't even know if that's a hot take. People should re-examine
I don't know
what they think about them.
How's it selling these days, you think?
I don't know. You don't hear much about them.
Nope.
It's more about the Camrys and the Corollas and the...
Well, the Corollas are done. They're done making them, I think.
Yeah,
right?
but everybody still drives them.
Yeah,
they're great.
Because they're still drivable.
Yeah.
The fucking people from like 1997 are still driving them.
Toyota. Their motto should be, buy one of our cars, you'll never need another.
Yeah, that's why they can like afford to upcharge. Because if you look at their prices, I'm not saying like always, you could probably get some good deals and shit, but like some of their prices I've seen are not cheap. Like in Honda, but they're like known for lasting a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
all right.
What you got next?
What do you think of? This is just another rant about a pocket one, but it's just like a thing that everyone does. Not really everyone. That's the thing. Not everyone does it, but I do it second nature, and sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this? Smiling when you make eye contact with a stranger.
Probably underrated.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think given the scenario.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't be like creepy about it, but like it's just kind of like.
Or even like if you like make eye contact with somebody and like they kind of are shady looking or they're giving you bad vibes, I wouldn't immediately go to giving them a smile.
Maybe not everybody.
That's like giving them the end to approach.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so maybe not everybody. So in a way, like you should do everything you're being taught not to do, and that's judge immediately. So you should be like, well, maybe not trust that person. But if they sketch you out, energy, man, doesn't usually
you gotta trust that a lot of the time.
You gotta trust your own instincts, but also just don't be dumb. You know what I mean? But like for the most part, in theory, I would definitely say it's underrated. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To kind of be welcoming to like everybody and actually saying like everybody's trying to pose as these great fucking individuals online and everything all the time, but it's just like how do you actually treat people in public? You know what I mean? Or like when you're interacting with them. So like,
yeah,
it's like most of you guys aren't even probably looking in the direction of all these other people, and you're fucking claiming all this bullshit online. So stop. You're fucking hypocrites, man. I told you this.
I always do it though, and a lot of the times it is a good thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If
to be inviting and.
eye contact with a stranger, or just like, because you know my job too, like there's just random people walking in the neighborhood and stuff that you just approach doing what you're doing. So I like, and you know, I worked at Target, you worked at Target, so it's just like you see a lot of people in a day when you do things like that. So I guess I've just grown to have that because customer service throughout the years or whatever too, but it's just like a, you know, like
yeah, it's not to everybody, but it also helps if I just got done laughing at something and I'm like taking that energy into like being more warm and inviting towards people. Because the biggest thing about me is like I don't want to feel like I'm being like disingenuous with that. Because I'm like, yeah, I could fake smiles, be like, you know, and put on that, but like sometimes if I'm really not in that mood or my mind's somewhere else, it's just hard for me to fake that. You know what I mean? I could if I really wanted to, but I feel disingenuous doing it. So I'm like, I'll carry my real energy through, but I'm like, if I'm feeling like I'm being, I don't want to put off like a negative energy, so I try to just, you know, you're gonna try to save yourself a little bit, but I don't know. I don't want to feel like it's some fake bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
but
I know you can definitely read that with certain people too. Like I even noticed that with even some managers at my work in the past and stuff too, with customer service jobs and things. So like how they talk to you or how they talk to customers, you're like, why are you so fake? You know, like what are you doing?
No, it's like it's totally not even how a normal person would talk.
That's just what happens in those kind of jobs. Like I don't ever go that far, but like if I just happen to make eye contact too, it's also I think because I'm a naturally I'm a natural person that feels awkward in any given scenario. So if I make eye contact with you, I'm gonna feel awkward if I don't do anything. So I'm gonna smile. Because that's better than just making eye contact and looking away from you. You know?
Yeah.
Most
I mean,
of the
I
time
probably don't do it just in general as much as I should or would like to.
I also know that I have most of the time, if I'm not talking to anybody and I'm just in public, or if I'm at my job, whatever I'm doing, like if I'm in thought, which I am a lot of the times if I'm not with anyone, and I'm like, I have a furrowed brow, which looks angry. So if I look at you and I have that going on, it looks like maybe the opposite of what I'm trying to put off.
Yeah.
So I'll smile, you know. But I don't know, it's just funny the little things we all do as humans, like to try to make being in public like as non-problematic as you can.
Yeah. Well, everybody like, you know, nobody really wants to feel like they're stepping on each other's toes or anything, and you're just trying to do your stuff. But like, if I'm on a mission, I'm gonna have that face. I'm gonna have that face, but not like, you know, directly towards anybody. It's almost like I'm like, okay, I gotta get this. I get these drinks, and I'm like rushing to the store. It's like it's not personal, but like I am trying to fucking get around everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if I'm even, you know, just doing that. But
so you'd say underrated though?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. I'd probably generally agree. Like I said, given the scenario, there's times you probably shouldn't.
Use your judgment, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's safe for like the majority of people, you would think. At least that. I mean, I'm not saying give everybody your phone number. I'm just saying smile, you know?
Put it on the window as you're driving by the homeless guy.
I guess I've done like dynasties in sports already on here, so this is kind of like the same thing or opposite, I guess. But there's been a lot of talk of it, especially in the NBA, since like this is the 7th champion in 7 years, which is actually like kind of cool in theory because it seems like more teams are winning, but also like it is a natural thing for like ratings sometimes to decline whenever sometimes the superstars or powerhouse teams with the stars, the successful teams, the name, recognized teams like the Packers or, or like, even the Cowboys or a lot of the people that are known, like my topic was going to be basically like fresh teams winning championships with no often like repeaters, like in kind of any, specific, I guess.
Like just no dynasty, basically.
Yeah, for at least, maybe a little, I mean, maybe eventually somebody wins another one, but not necessarily a bunch inside of like 10 years, which would be a lot of newer teams winning it. So like naturally people want to like latch onto something and get behind a team, which is why so many people got on board with the Chiefs. And like their games, no matter how anybody feels about them, draw ratings because, they did way before Taylor Swift. And even now, like with that, they got Mahomes, they got the whole, the whole package. Andy, so it's like, it's a force to be reckoned with, and like their brand has grown dramatically since then,
Yeah.
So it's like but it's like that does better numbers than like, say, it's gonna be the Broncos versus the Commanders or something like that. Which I mean, in theory, right now, that would probably do a decent rating. But like if it was two teams kind of out of the blue more so than like an ongoing, dare I say, like storyline in the NFL. Like if Allen got there, well, that's a conclusion part of a story that's been building. You know what I mean? Like he's been trying to get, you know what I mean? If it's something like that, but especially if it's teams that you really don't see come, like this year's NBA Finals. Even nobody saw the fucking Pacers versus the Thunder like being the final game, being the final series.
Yeah. So
baseball, I guess the Dodgers won that fucking COVID bubble championship, and then the one last year. The Yankees still haven't won since 2009.
Nope.
But baseball's had a lot of different teams in the last several years.
Yeah.
Too.
I mean, I could see the argument for like overall it affecting ratings negatively because people want to kind of see the superstar people winning championships.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think as an NFL fan, like just because that's the one I follow the most, if there were to just be a bunch of different teams that won, it wouldn't affect my viewership necessarily.
Yeah.
I would continue to watch every year and be entertained and interested in who's going to win.
And the league would survive regardless, so it's like...
Yeah. I mean, there hasn't been that in the NFL in a minute, and the NBA was ran by dynasties for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wasn't a fan of the dynasty thing, but that's because I never had the dynasty team. So that's like, it's kind of hard to judge it.
See, and that's
from
another
that
thing.
Standpoint.
Because it's like, if it were your team or one of them, like, you might feel differently. You'd be like, this is awesome. Yeah. Never want it to end.
Yeah, now that it did end, though, Patriots, you guys ain't winning shit forever. No. Who knows? I mean, honestly.
I think the only 6 that the Bulls have ever won are all the ones that Michael won.
At this point, the Bulls are due. I'd root for them, potentially.
Mm.
If they got
I like them more than some other Chicago teams. Like the Bears.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you really don't like the Bears. That's your favorite Chicago team.
No, not even close.
The Blackhawks.
I like them more than the Bears.
Yeah, they're shitheads too.
Or at least I don't have as much, hate towards them, I guess.
Yeah. Man. I don't know. Like, I would probably say fair because it doesn't really it wouldn't affect my viewership of sports because I like sports. I'm not like, I don't keep up with the NBA like that really anyways, so I can't like speak on it too much, but
the Yankees had one, had several, but the years after, or like during and after we were born, I mean, they won like 3 or 4 within like a 5-year span.
That's the thing. I still really like baseball. Like, if I got to watch baseball and kind of keep up with it more, like, actually on the regular, it wouldn't affect me that different teams were winning more, you know? I think if I'm into the sport and I'm, like, interested in what's happening, it's not going to really affect me one way or another if there's a dynasty or not.
Yeah.
If there's a dynasty and it's a team that is not one of my teams, I'll root against them. But if it happened to be one of my teams one of these times, I'd probably like it. So
yeah, meaning like that's not gonna hurt because we're like pretty diehard fans. Like we watch pretty much every game we can.
Yeah.
You know, all the time, and it's like it would take a lot of something or just who knows pure chaos to get us as big a fans as we are to not watch. You know what I mean? I'm not even sure what it would take, but it's like we're not gonna just tune out even if one team we don't like's dominating. You know, and I mean the Chiefs damn near won another one, win 4 out of 5 like Super Bowls. You know?
Yeah.
Didn't stop watching. It seemed like there for a minute they were gonna win everything. I don't hate them though. It was interesting. Like they played interesting football. But I disagree with people, and we'll get to this actually. We just talked about this off air. I disagree with people saying they're like, I don't even think the Chiefs are gonna make the playoffs. They're gonna make the fucking playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Like
I think
I don't.
I will too.
I'm not gonna go beyond
I mean,
that
that
yet.
team's getting older.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna go beyond
they're
that
still the Chiefs
yet. But to say that they are not going to make it before a game is played, and like this Chargers team has another season, Bo Nix has another season.
They might start off slower than they have,
and they're not going to go 11-0 in one score games either.
No.
I think
it might not be as good of a Chiefs.
They could only be a 9 or a 10 win team, but get in.
They might still get to the fucking Super Bowl, even if they're bad.
Thing is, that's a team you always have to be afraid of getting there. Like whenever Brady got in there, like whenever their team was a little bit lesser than, you're like, fuck, like he could still win. He could, just because you know what he's capable of. So you're like, even if he hasn't been playing the best lately, you know that whatever that is deep inside, like he's got it in him, and like all he's got to really do is play enough, and like you can pull it out in the Super Bowl or one of these big games and like still win. It's just like when greatness exists on that level, though, it's hard to even entirely ever count it out, you know?
Yeah.
Unless it's just an absolute ass whooping, like what the Super Bowl was.
This last year.
Yeah. And when Brady beat him up, good times. That was a dope Super Bowl.
Yeah, not for the Chiefs.
Nope.
But that was a good one.
Mm. Well,
yeah, I'd probably say fair though, because it doesn't really affect my personal fandom of the sport, but
viewership. We're gonna watch regardless.
Yeah,
the whole system would have to go down.
But I could see the argument one way or another for it making it more interesting or it affecting the overall viewership.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then that's the thing. I feel the same way. Like if it's a big game, I'm gonna watch it. Like I'll watch every, the playoffs. Like it's the most exciting shit. Like I want to say on one of the shows today, they were like, "There's football season, and then there's waiting for football season."
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, that's about what it is. But yeah, I can't wait. We'll get back into some of that down the road, though, I'm sure. So. Until then, we hope everyone is doing okay out there. We will see you on episode 186. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening.